I'm Gab. He's Jules. Drizzly and horrendous in West London this morning. That's okay because it's a pretty drizzly and horrendous at Old Trafford right now. But hey, Spurs fans get to celebrate.
Yeah.
We had the Classicer with a big Xabi Alonso bus parking job, which I was never expecting. But I think there's one place to start. Oh, I'm sorry. My producer told me it's not their Classicer. You know what? Their Classicer, not a thing. It's just something that the Bundesliga made up a few years ago to go and try to copy Spain and South America, right?
Dortmund v Bayern.
It is Dortmund v Bayern. That's what they choose to call it. Whatever. Anyway, this is the new Classicer. Das bessere Classicer.
Okay.
All right. But we have to start at El Derby, since that's what La Liga call it. Because there are no, except for the Derby in Seville, which is El Gran Derby. This is just El Derby. Whatever. Enough of this nonsense. Finishes 1-1. We get drama at the end. Angel Correa. And I just want to, obviously, the match was suspended. We'll get to that. In terms of result, it mitigates Barcelona losing the day before, I guess. What I want to throw at you is, did Real Madrid screw this up?
A little bit, in the sense that they were in the lead, and really until the interruption, until the goal and just after, they looked like they were in control. That first half was really poor from both teams. Really, not much happening. Really, it was a very tactical.
I thought it was tactical, but I thought it was intense. Like that didn't bother me so much.
I didn't think the first half.
I thought both were cautious, which I completely understand in a derby.
Yeah, but the first half I thought was really pretty boring and pretty pointless. The second half was much better, especially after the first goal, and then obviously the interruption. But then because of the interruption and because of the first goal, that made the rest of the game much better, because Atletico had to go for it. But before that, I just expected Real Madrid to see the game out, basically, and they didn't. Usually they do.
And they would have, if not for super sub Angel Correa. His first goal ever against Real Madrid, and he's played them like 50 times because he's been there forever. I think 25 times. But Jules, that goal for me is so Correa. I'm a Correa guy. I'm assuming there's a reason he doesn't get more minutes. That's fine. But the intensity, the drive, and by the way, if he hadn't put the ball away, that was, for me, 100% penalty, because you can see Courtois hooking his leg. So despite that, despite being unbalanced, that's drama. That's what we're here for, right?
Especially in the 95th minute,
Exactly. We have to talk about what happened with the game being suspended. Some Atletico fans behind the goal were I don't know if it's still called Frente Atletico or whatever, where their ultras are. They started throwing things on the pitch. When that happens, you have to look out for the safety of the players, and obviously you have to act in the immediate and you act longer term. So longer term, I would imagine they will shut down that section of the ground. Maybe there'll be even more punishment. In the immediate, the referee followed the protocol that they have, which is similar to the one that they use when there's racist abuse, or are supposed to use when there's racist abuse. They stopped the game, but what surprised me was they stopped the game for 10 minutes, which turned into 14 minutes, which turned into even more time because of the warm-up when they came back. Why is that necessary? Why can't you just call the players to the middle of the pitch so they stay warm? And just say, next lighter that comes on the pitch, it's game over, and it's 3-0 to Real Madrid.
I thought Carlo was surprised as well, because I saw him, you could read on his lips saying to the referee, "What, we're going to the dressing room now?" And the referee was like, yeah. And I think even the Real Madrid players, because it was the moment they've just scored, they had the momentum for them. It was not a good thing for them to go back to the dressing room and kind of break that momentum. That's why I think they were quite reluctant to go. So it seemed very sudden in a way, because you're right, they could have moved away from the goal where Courtois was, where the ultras were. Courtois, who provoked a little bit maybe the anger by reacting to the goal after the goal, but so just move away from there. This is where the issue was. Maybe send Koke and Diego Simeone there to calm everything down, wait 5 minutes and then start again. It looked a bit maybe unnecessary to that extent, if you see what I mean.
I think it was you guys following the rules. I might want to take a look at the rules, ask whether this is the best way to deal with it. We're going to get to Courtois, but I wanted to spend a word on Vinicius. There was no Kylian Mbappe. They kind of went back to last year's setup. I thought Bellingham played really well. I get down on Vinicius sometimes because he disappears from games and so on. But man, when he is on, he is on. He appeared, as Spanish people like to say, he appeared when it mattered. and he turned the game.
Yeah, great assist for Militao. I mean, the finishing is even better. But yeah, that second half was better. The first half, again, not much happened. But the second half, he was on it. And then he got so pumped that I think he had to be taken off because...
I think it was one of those from Carlo preventive action. We're going to break this down further on the Gab and Juls podcast.